Hey, what's up, everyone? This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. Want to jump in today? It's been kind of a it's been bloody in the market. So there hasn't been a lot to say. I haven't jumped in. I guess I probably should jump in and say, hey, man, don't panic and shit like that. But you're grown up. You can make your own financial decisions. You know what I mean? But I will say this. In the market, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Not too long ago, right before the election, right when people found out Trump was going to win the election, everything went super green. It shot up. A lot of people made profits. And then, after the tariffs and things like that got announced, things went super red. So it's just how the market works. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go flat. There's really only three ways for it to go: up, down, or sideways. So, and it won't do either one forever. It's just my personal opinion on it. You can look at the market and make your own decisions, but I've had plenty of plays where I was in years ago when I was first learning the market. I would jump in and FOMO into something, and then when it would have a sell off and go red, I'd panic and sell for a loss. And then now I look at it, years down the road, and I'm thinking, man, if I would have just held through that rough time, I'd been back in the green and times 4 or something. So you can't really get too caught up. And a lot of people say this, but it doesn't really resonate until you go through it. You can't trade off emotion. You can't trade off of, oh no, like I'm panicked, or oh, it's going great. So emotions, you got to just cut that out. You've got to have almost like a dry, just it is what it is. For me personally, and that's why I said a lot of these holds lately I've been doing are long-term holds, is because the fact of the matter is, you're gonna have these times. So if you're out for a quick buck, then yeah, it sucks. But you in situations like this, when the market's red, and let's just say maybe 75% of your portfolio is in the red, to me, it doesn't make sense to sell in the red. I've done that before. It sucks. You're taking losses, and like I've said before, you haven't lost your money if you haven't sold, even if it's in the negative. So it's still got the opportunity to make you money. It's just doing what it does. It goes up, it goes down. When it's down, I kind of do my own thing. I focus on other investments in my personal life. I've got businesses, I've got family, other things you can do. When it's green, yeah, I can look at it and get those endorphins because I'm going up. Yeah, baby, I'll make a few bucks, but I'm still not pulling out. I got 5 kids. I don't know how to pull out. But what I'm saying is don't get too caught up in the emotions. Still, instinctively, I trade off instinct, but not strictly instinct. You got to have some DD in there, definitely some knowledge, learn some basic chart reading, things like that. But it'll help when times like this, when you're in the red. My opinion, my instinct, my guts tell me obviously it's not going to stay like this. And it is opportunity. I actually have been buying in the red. It's like those memes you see, like I've been buying the dip. I don't know how much more dip I could buy, but you know what I mean? I'm just steadily decreasing, averaging down, average down, average down, average down. Eventually, at some point when I'm an old man, I'll thank myself. So it is what it is. So I just want to jump in. I'm not panicked. If you're new to the market, do your research. When in doubt, zoom out. Look back the last 5 years in the market. I've been in AMC alone about that long. So if I zoom out all the way back, obviously not AMC, but the other plays, you can see maybe 8 out of 10 of them are steadily increasing. The 2 of the 10 that aren't are probably GameStop and AMC, but there's a reason for that, in my opinion. There's millions of videos on that, and this isn't the video for it, but obviously I'm still buying AMC, still buying GME, still believe there's going to be a huge pop. So the more shares I get in those, the merrier. And like I said, I've been buying those on a daily or weekly basis for a while now. AMC a lot longer. Before the reverse split, I was doing it. After the reverse split, I've been doing it. GameStop, I've been a little lighter on, but definitely my portfolio is definitely looking stronger as far as GameStop as well. the other day when it had that pop up to what, $29, it looked nice. So I can only imagine if it hits 60, 70, 80, 100. They put the news out about Bitcoin. It kind of dove, which doesn't make sense. But anyways, none of it ever makes sense, but it all does at once. You'll figure it out. Just don't panic. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take anything that I'm saying as advice. I'm just over here shooting the shit, man, telling you what I'm doing. I could be wrong. I could possibly be wrong, but most of my holds, most of my stocks, probably, like I said, probably 8 out of 10 of them are long-term. Every once in a while I dabble in a quick in and out, and I've talked about those on here before, and they've done well for me. So anyway, have a good day. Be blessed. Monday. I do anticipate a good Monday. If you've made it this far, I think AMC, GameStop have a decent pop on Monday. Just my personal observation, not financial advice. Have a good day. Be blessed. Let's get rich in peace.